Alright, I've been waiting for like 15-20 minutes to try to get a person to hold the camera, but no one's available, so I'm going.
Which one you do? Should I button up the button? Where are you going? Jaimie, where are you going? Well, he said he needs you to hold the camera, but he doesn't need you anymore.
I can't hear what you're saying. You really are playing your thing.
He doesn't need you anymore.
Right.
Okay? Jaimie, where are you going?
When I turned it on to slow speed, which connects 3 solar panels, that was fine. It was a little slower than I'd like, but it's cloudy right now. And then medium speed was 3 more solar panels. And that's, slower too because it's cloudy. So then when I cranked it up to full speed, which is connected to the batteries, it was a big jump in speed, and the motor cranked real hard, and the steering went way over to the side. Some rope slipped and stuff. And then I just turned the wheel and steered it back straight. And it was going okay for a few seconds, but then the motor was just pulling too hard and pulled itself right off the... Basically, the motor fell off. I had it tied to the boat with a rope, just in case that happened, so don't worry. It probably got a little bit of water in it, but I rinsed it out, put some oil in it, ran it a little. It's fine. Let me just run it a little bit, medium speed. To make sure any salt water that splashed up into it is all out. I poured a bunch of fresh water and sprayed it with some oil up on the boat here. Yeah, it should be fine. Sounds right. So that's 2 basic problems. One is an easy fix. I just need to bolt the motor on, which, obviously I need to do that anyway. The other problem is figuring out how to not have such a huge step between speeds. The problem I'm having right now, I was hoping it would be a sunny day and this wouldn't happen, but right now it's cloudy, so the 2 slow speeds that are weather dependent are really slow right now, but I still get the full fast speed from the batteries. So I think I need to have 2 separate switches. One that just drives the boat right off the batteries, and the other one that drives the boat off the solar panels that are not running through the batteries. Oh, and I can't run all the solar panels just charging the batteries and run everything off the batteries, because that many solar panels would melt the batteries. So I have to have some going, well, most of them going directly to the motor. Yeah, and that'll make sure there's no huge jumps between any 2 steps. Any 2 speeds. One possible problem with that is that when the batteries and the solar panels are both connected to the motor, they're also connected to each other, which means the solar panels could overcharge the batteries. But the solar panels will put their energy into the motor first, so it'll just be whatever excess is left over from the solar panels that'll go into the batteries. which will be a problem when I get the other 6 solar panels connected here. But I'm also going to put another motor here. So with the 2 motors, they'll eat almost all of the electricity from those solar panels. You know, a little bit might be left over that'll go into the batteries, but that'll be okay. A little bit extra is fine. Yeah, so I think it'll be fine, as long as I make sure I always run 2 motors at the same time if I have the solar panels and the batteries connected to it. What do I want to do right now, though? Do I want to just bolt the motor on, then go for another test drive? Hey, no stealing that boat, Chief. I currently don't have any copper pipe left to make another switch, or the things I was going to use for resistors for the electrical stuff for the battery system. But I do have the motor speed controller I got with that motor, so maybe I'll hook that up. It only goes one direction, so forward. So I would need to make another switch to make it go in reverse too. Alright, I'm kind of a little worried because right now I've got one motor, and when it changes speed a lot, it like cranks against the steering, right? Pretty hard. But I'm going to have 2 motors, and that's why I'm thinking like this problem's going to be twice as bad. So even with smaller steps between the speeds, they're still going to be cranking pretty hard. But then I was like, wait a minute, these outboard lower ends, they have a mechanical reverse thing. So I just need to take the bottom ends of the motors that I'm using, switch one into reverse, one into forward, and then the motors at the top will actually turn in opposite directions. So they'll crank against each other. So instead of being like both against the steering, it'll be like this. So I just need to stick across here that keeps them parallel. So they'll be like trying to pull or push against each other and not mess up the steering. Yeah, so one of my problems is not really a problem. It's just me not realizing that it's not a problem. Alright, let me see what I got here. Right. Pretty simple. What do you want, dude? I know, it's a ridiculous machine. Alright, I got all this junk connected now. Alright. I quadruple checked and I connected everything right. And this throttle grip is spring loaded to be fully on when you let it go. Quit. Whatever. Alright, how can I secure this motor better without doing anything too damaging back there? Because this isn't going to be a permanent motor. A couple holes will be fine. Oh, Barracuda, did you come to see what's going on too? Alright. I've got a pair of big fat bolts going right through there now. Big fat washers too. One here and one on the other side. So, that motor's not going anywhere. Alright, I got my motor that won't fall off. My steering that works. My weird backwards throttle that is spring loaded to be always on. Maybe I can get the spring out of this. Let me just check. Okay, I got the spring out of this stupid thing. And I'm just trying to get it lined up right. Voiding the warranty, voiding the warranty. Don't tell me there's a warranty because I void the warranty. Voiding the warranty. Oh, that is so much better. Now it just stays where you put it. Sorry, I can't pay more attention to the camera. I don't want to crash into any mangroves. Looks like our steering's working alright. Oh, good thing. I was a little worried. Not really worried, but you know, it's a mild concern that since the pontoons are so straight and they have the flat ends, you know, the shark slicer pointy ends, that it would be hard to turn the boat. It looks like it's doing alright. I don't need to do any, you know, donuts in the bay or anything. Mostly I want straight line speed. Camera. Maybe you can sit there for a minute. Don't dive, don't dive. The motor's not quite getting up to full speed, I think, but it's pretty close. Nothing feels hot, which is a good sign. At least no wires up here. I might have to open this thing again and change the resistance a little bit, because I think I'm not quite getting full speed. Whatever though, I could drive it around like this for a while. See, that's the cool thing about the really low-tech solution, is like having a way to directly connect the battery to the motor. You know you're getting full speed out of the motor then, and the maximum efficiency you can get. This isn't bad though. I am very much digging the steering wheel. This is the coolest steering I've ever had on any vehicle. Alright, not bad. Motor didn't fall off, that's a good sign. So checking everything for hotness. This is hot. It's a solenoid. I think that's the only thing. Still, that means, you know, some wasted energy there. Nothing on my big fancy switch is hot at all. I need a motor bucket. Motor bucket. I need motor. Motor. Give me a motor bucket. Can I get a motor bucket, please? Alright, things I need to remember. Check that solenoid is supposed to get that hot. Throttle grip's much better now that it has no spring in it. Still don't know that I'll use the electronic speed control, but it's there for the moment because I have it. The steering, awesome. Totally like, yeah, perfect. Nothing I'd want to change about it. Oh, some good steering. That was a very satisfying experience. Oh yeah. Looks like the boat's sliding through the water pretty good. It does have some barnacles on the bottom I need to chip off, but even with those, it goes pretty good off this little motor. Oh, and when I make the real motors for this boat, I have to make sure I bolt them on or somehow secure them really well. But I was going to do that anyway, so that's nothing new. Yeah. Alright, I'm sure there's some more things I'll think about tonight. But yeah, everything works and it looks good. I could have, of course, used some more floors in here. Better whip out my chainsaw. Oh, I wish I had a lumber mill right now. Alright, then let's get some weight in the front of the boat so I'm not popping such a huge wheelie up here. Yeah, wee bit of a difference there.